Yeah, I've been listening to commercial jingles nonstop just because it's when you hang out with the
Mhm.
family, there's always a game on or something like that. But I mean, the Burger King jingle, doesn't it feel a little suspect? You know the one I'm talking about.
Mhm. Yeah,
The
it gets in your brain a little bit too much,
No,
you know?
it's what I mean. It doesn't feel like a natural one that stays with you for like that one. I feel like my foot starts acting different
Mhm.
after I hear that. It just starts giving me like kind of paraquat nerve damage or something. Like
Also the
when I
lyrics, dude, like Hunger
yeah.
Hack, dude, that's a banger. That's a fucking banger. That's
Do me a
like,
favor
yeah.
and look up. Do me a favor and look up who makes the Burger King jingle right now while I talk.
Let's
Just type it
see.
in. I've done this already, but I want you to experience this. Um, no, it's crazy. Like it's for the jingle that people don't know. It's the chicken whopper, fucking kill your family, light them on fire. Like it's very like Zoolander predictive programming, in a sense, and then it all climaxes with a at BK. Have it your way, and it's got the piano is the odd part. I think I've realized the piano.
Who wrote it? It doesn't say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. Now I'll never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane by the visit Glen Rock, need crypto told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
Shouldn't that be everywhere? Shouldn't they be interviewing that guy somewhere? Because that's like we're in this like age of information in a sense of like, oh, that guy who like kind of like those Reddit types. Like I found the guy who made the Burger King song, and like he's actually epic as fuck. Look at his house. And no,
Yeah.
none of that. So where did it come
Yeah.
from?
It could that's like the real alien truther thing.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you listen to the music, it's just like down, 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 down. Like it's these piano chords, and then it's like this like weird percussion underneath it. And I'm like, who put that together?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the bass line's hard. I like it starts with a little bass lick first, you know?
I tend to think just a couple years ago, Burger King was closing a lot of locations. They were.
Were they?
I remember like just a couple years ago, like there were like ones in like New York closing down and stuff. Did they make a deal with old Lucy down there? Like something happened because I remember their old commercials were like when the Burger King actual like king himself would be like spying on you voyeuristically. And it was strange. It was Donnie Darko. Like
that wasn't that was real life. That actually happened. They just filmed it live.
I know. There's like then there were child murders that happened that then they ceased that campaign. Yeah, it was too easy to impersonate. Yeah, they didn't want to make anybody famous with that. But no, seriously though, I was like that one because everything else, you'll hear the I remember there was like a few other commercials that would get stuck in your head, and like I already kind of like don't remember them because there is like a shelf life. But that BK one, like you'll be doing something and the TV's on in the background, and all of a sudden it is quite. I think it's a dog whistle, frequency wise, because you just stop for a second and then you're like. And then you look at whoever you're with, like fucking that song, huh? It's fucking stupid, And I've swear to God, one time, like you're all of a sudden I hear that song, and next minute I'm driving 75 in a residential, blacked out with blood coming from my ears. 5 seconds later, explain that, Burger King, and
that's what I told the cop.
That's why
it worked. They understood.
All of a sudden, he rolls down the window and he's like, "Why were you speeding in the residential? Please pull over." And you can't escape it.
He pulls up the wrap. He pulls up he's got two in each hand. He's like, "Hey, you want?"
Yeah,
one?
you're in a exactly. You're in a padded room later. A straight jacket on. You have like a just Whoppers carved into your skin, and you're just like tripping out. God, it's the scariest, weirdest campaign. But I also I perhaps they've always had this Ozempic. I've seen Ozempic commercials. Have you seen those?
Well, the only ads I see now are because of football season. That's like the only
which again, because they're probably like, well, someone's fat in your family. Like,
yeah.
And, either the NFL commercials are either you either have heart disease, you need to get hammered, or your dick doesn't work, or you're fat, or all.
It's like a perfect.
It could be all.
It's like a clover folding in on itself. It's like a beautiful pattern.
One of you motherfuckers watching this in your household needs one of these things.
Yeah,
and
Ozempic. Man, there's some Ozempic defenders out there, dude.
It's the fat scene, dude. It's the fat scene. Yeah, it's like
that's multiple layers to that.
It's the fat scene. The fat scene is literally free. Like, and you don't want it, and it's not free, but like, I don't know. There are defenders, and there's people that I figured like wouldn't defend it either. You know what I mean? Like, there's even some, like, if you go on like Instagram doctors, there's a few of them who are like based typically, but they're like, no, Ozempic, like, it works in like this way, like that's a lot better. It's like, come on, dog. Like, that shit's gonna be like some Accutane ass kill yourself shit.
100%. Come on. Yeah. 100%.
Well, stomach paralysis is one of the things, right?
Yeah. That's part of it. I just don't. Yeah, and I think it stops waste elimination to a degree, which doesn't sound great. Man, I don't know. It's just crazy. But the people defending it say they're just kind of like, oh, it's better this is like a emergency glass kind of thing. It's better to be this way than to. But I feel that like that applies to maybe 1% of even fat people. Like, it's just even like, where it's like, yeah, that might be true for
Bernie Sanders. Should make that his next venture, is the 1% of fat people.
Yeah.
Just start taking that down.
Yeah.
100%. Some of you are hogging all the Ozempic, 1% of all the fat people, and the 99% fights over diet pills.
Let's go.
But they should. No, you can just tell, because it's it's supposed to make you not want to eat, right? Isn't it's kind of like effect? Is that the way it works, or can you just eat and then it doesn't matter?
I don't know. I think it's the former.
I think so. I think it's a suppressant. It was what I would think. And which is, I tend to think, for the longest time, what used to make you skinny back in the day: smoking, cocaine.
Yeah,
like things like that. What's in cocaine now that you can't really do it? Fentanyl. Is fentanyl in cocaine to make Ozempic streamlined?
Yes.
So it's like, hey, or the thing you were doing, Kate Moss, it's not working anymore. Like, I'm just saying, you got to do other things. We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. And the problem is, man, like, I remember when that lap band surgery was getting like really famous, like Al Roker, when he was like getting it and stuff. And it sucks because it never looks right. Randy Jackson, American Idol. Like, he just looks emaciated, but like still fat. It really sucks. It's really sucks. I mean, and the thing is like, your heart's not healthier.
No,
like, what I mean? Like, I get it if you lost weight but you got extra skin, but it's like, but like, my cholesterol's good, like my heart's good, like, what, like, I'm kind of, and you're Randy Jackson, you're balling out, you got money, so who cares? And but I think Al Roker, they were all getting that, but then I remember after a while there was one comedian, he was kind of like this big kind of like wigger comedian too, like, I can't remember who his name was, like Ralphie May or something like that, and I think he ended up dying. Not from the surgery, but like, he just like ate through that shit, which I think is alpha. If you just eat through the lap band surgery, because it's supposed to shrink your stomach to like this big, and like you can't handle more than like, I don't know, 2 eggs or something, and then you're incapacitated and you can't eat anymore for a while, thus kind of resulting in that. But for a while he was like, nah man, I'm still at Denny's eating these grand slams, homie, like, you know. Anyway, and he was just like tearing it up, like,
and you break the surgery with your
which I think's gonna happen with Ozempic. I think we're gonna have Ozempic resistant obesity eventually.
Yeah, 100%.
I think, because I remember when I was a kid, this is not a trait that I'm proud of, and I still have it to this day. But when I was a kid, I had it real bad. I was a nail biter. I just like bit my nails like bad, like bleeding. It was just like an activity of mine, you know. A high strung guy, I guess that's common among that. But I remember my mom, like, she was like, really, like, you can't be like the fucking nail biter, you know what I mean? Like, we have to get, and she's right. We got to get that out of you. Yeah. She found this thing at the store that was like a nail polish thing, but it was meant to make your nails taste like horrible.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, fuck, man, I was eating right through that shit in like 2 days. But like, I kind of like it. Was like seasoning, you know what I mean? It was like fucking like Old Bay seasoning at that point. Like, that shit was good as hell. And I think that's what we're gonna see with Ozempic. And it's like, dude, for women, it's tough because it's marketed typically, I think, at women 35 and up, you know, like where it is tougher. It is tougher for them to lose weight. And I feel bad. Like, I do feel bad for people because you see people that like really struggle with it. And I'm not talking about people that like have a stubborn 10, 15 pounds or something like that. I'm talking about like people who are like obese, and it's just like their margin for error is like not, it's slim to none, you know. And sorry. It's funny, like, I love how people can tune in and like they can like tune in and listen to like a 10-minute clip and be like, man, these guys know what they're talking about, and then like that comes in. But the
margarine, I love how that's I love how margarine is, no one uses margarine anymore, but it's like still like
a kid. When I was a kid, my mom, it was just straight seed oils. Dude. It was just straight seed oils.
It's crazy. That was like my grandpa and grandma. I feel
Brummel Brown, the Brummel Brown, or the Imperial, remember the Imperial, the big gold tin, or the big gold tub that people would use for like other things. You'd buy it for the tin, but you'd have to use all this shit in there first.
But like plant like butter slabs. Let's be real.
Of course. Come on. And when I got with my wife, like, and, you know, having her meals, and I was like, oh man, this is good. Like, you know, you're just like, yeah, it's butter. And it's butter, but there was a war on that stuff. But no, what I'm saying is like, the people that struggle with it, especially like women, you know, that really struggle with losing the weight. It's tough. Like, they can have like one bad week. They have like one bad week of eating, like holidays. And it like eventually it like erases all progress they might have made. But have you ever met the person that said they tried everything, and you looked and you're like, you didn't try anything, did you?
Yeah.
It's sad because if you see it up close, it's really sad because you can't say it, especially with women. You can't say anything. They always say like, I want you to be honest. And you're like,
do you?
Yeah. The thing is, they know though. No woman is caught off guard by weight.
No.
Guy, that's a guy thing when you're like, God, man, I got fat.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. 100%.
Like, so it's I don't know. They're not. It's I understand why it's marketed towards that, and it's like it's kind of predatorial by pharmaceutical companies because like you start like there's people who like who view it as like this great human innovation to where like the American diet is good now because we can just Ozempic.
Yeah, it's a weird mindset. It's just a weird. It's perfect. It's perfect for the moment. Right, it's just everything about our culture led us to that kind of, and I don't know, man. It's just it's a trippy thing. I know people that are on it, you know. It's interesting. I just don't like my whole thing is like the level of people are willing to do the craziest. This is an experiment. This is experimental shit.
Quite literally. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's like people are just so willing to hop on it. I that's like that level of thinking is like alien to me. I'm the exact opposite. You know, I'm just like I'm just have a complete opposite wiring in my brain to be able to like take something like Ozempic.
And it's sad because you understand that like that you actually understand the concern more so than like, you know, the COVID jabs and stuff. You're kind of like, come on, dude. You know what I mean? But like with Ozempic, you're like, yeah, I get it. Somebody told you like you can look better in pictures. Like it works. I saw like Christina Aguilera, dude. Like my wife and I just seen like a thing where like, damn, she's like hella skinny now. Hella skinny now. I mean, it's like, and she was kind of, a little porked up, and but it was
that not everyone's down. They're like, damn, Christine, really, dude? Yeah, they're just like, really?
Well, certain demographics might not be, but She's like, man, my Spotify listeners are 13. They lost like 14% black people. Like, that's like, what happened? I didn't take a country pivot. Yeah, I didn't pivot towards country. What happened? They're like, and but yeah, no, I just, it's like sad because there's going to be the Ozempic documentary because that's like a big one that you can make because there's gonna be celebrities that have things happen. And then the sad part is you wait for like that one pharmaceutical where it's like you don't want it to go fully bad, but it has to go really bad for people to realize how shitty it is. But the problem is where their logic is truly alien and bad alien, is where they'll be like, oh, cool, but they're developing a thing for stomach paralysis now.
Yeah,
so I'll
just the endless cascade.
It'll be called Cascade, I bet.
Yeah.
It'll just they'll be like, because people just completely submit to that stuff, and it's weird because I feel like we have more time now than we ever did. Like I know we're like I'm busy, you're busy, but like I mean, like you think about like all the like back in the day stuff like hand wash dishes.
Yeah.
And clothes and stuff. Like those people, like, maybe their job and then like jobs and stuff and all that. But nowadays, like I do feel like we have a lot of free time, but like we feel like our free time has to be like this like dopamine rush thing where it's like I need to eat, I need to watch this, I need to do that, I need to do all that. But like it's like I feel like we have time to lose weight now. Like I feel like it's a little bit. I won't say easier. But I think the time is there. So everybody, like, you ever notice when somebody's like gonna go eat McDonald's, they always like, oh, I'm just gonna get something quick. And you're like, is that why? Is because it's quick why you're gonna eat McDonald's?
Yeah, no, it's hyper palatable foods is what it is. It's just like extreme palatability. It's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, and
there's just crazy. Like like a calorie is a calorie, but it also isn't, right? And it's just kind of. It's like both are true. There's tricks you can do. Like if you just eat like an apple before your meals, you'll lose weight because you take up that space in your stomach. Like there's studies on this, right? Or just like a cup of soup, and obviously not like fucking like lobster bisque or some shit, or like some minestrone or something, right? It's just like you just got to stack things. Also, I do find it funny that like a lot of the advice that like the like dissident health Twitter sphere give, like the 1 meal a day thing, and then everyone eats only a giant dinner now. Everyone's like, oh, it's cool to skip breakfast now. I'm not saying everyone should eat breakfast or whatever, but I'm saying like everyone does it now. But that's actually the metabolically worst way to eat is to eat a ton of food late in the day before you go to bed. Or you want to front load it.
I love skipping, bro. I don't know. Food doesn't like food feel. I don't know. I just don't get that hungry in the morning. I think that's where I'm at. Like I'm just like, man, any food I do.
But I know I'm the same way. But I think that some instincts you do need to overcome is what I'm realizing now.
Well,
where, like
sure,
I can easily skip breakfast. I used to I just go and work, and just work until I'm hungry at lunch or whatever. But yeah, I think people do that, like backload the giant meal at the end of the day is like metabolically the worst way to eat.
It'd be sick if you had you get your Burger King breakfast, Ozempic with Burger King, and then they should have like a daily, like a Ozempic that just negates the one meal. I could see that coming next to it. It's like I just regret that one meal that I had, and like, oh, it didn't happen. Like Men in Black gun for your stomach, or the Men in Black little sensor thing. They're like, didn't happen. Start over. You know what I mean? And you're not hungry either. It's like, so you did. Yeah, that's what it's been.
Well, I wonder how much like eating a fat spoon of activated charcoal stops absorbing calories. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how much.
I mean, is that even a thing? That can be. You think that's a?
I know it stops you absorbing nutrients in your food, so I wonder if it's like literally calories too. You know what I mean?
So it stops you from absorbing nutrients in your food.
Yeah, if you take charcoal with like medication, you won't absorb the medication. It sucks up everything.
Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, the medication.
But also
it does food too.
But also like nutrients, like you don't want to take like herbs with charcoal because you won't absorb the herbs. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering like how many of the calories it negates too. That'd be like one thing to do. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a video to show. It's a very nice video, and it's from a guy that I would dream of having this guy on the show. We brought him up a couple weeks ago on the Substack episode, but his name is James Vanderbeek, and he's really funny because this is a YouTube episode, so I'll be criticizing certain pharmaceutical interventions. I'll try my best not to get our videos taken down, but this guy,
hate that. Sorry, I
know
have to interject.
It sucks.
I'm like, what?
It sucks,
dude. I'm sorry.
Well, because I saw
listening to a lot of Jimmy Dore lately. You can tell.
And Twitch. Like Twitch now, they're like you can kind of strip on there and like be nude. Like they had this big thing now. Like I guess like people can like, this is good nudity if it's artful, if it's not, and it's like I'm like, well, is there one for pharma? And like, no, you do not bring that up. Yeah.
Twitch is like Reddit 64. It's like GameCube. Like it's like literally
Reddit Switch. Yeah, Reddit Switch.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it totally is. Like I
didn't mean to derail you there, but yeah.
No. But James Vanderbeek, he's one of those guys. Like all his videos are really funny and they're perfect because he has a fan base. He was on a show called Dawson's Creek, a huge show back in the day as like a child actor. He was in Bret Easton Ellis's Rules of Attraction. The Roger Avery's adaptation of the book is it's actually really good. Covered it on Gain of Fiction, not to brag, but he's also like super based and red pilled, and but all his videos are always just like, it's like, this tree, you look at this tree, it's amazing. I see this tree, it's beautiful, and then I realize I look at it and it's like, does Biden even care about this tree? It's like and he goes, does anyone care about it? And I don't mean in a tree hugger kind of way, because they don't fucking care about this tree either. And like that's all his videos, and people just like seethe at him. They're like, no, like you're just a freaking actor, like and just all that stuff. But I love you and follow you and worship you because you're an actor. So but anyways, this is his I kind of like this video. This is tight. I think this is the way to go in 2024.
Lesson of 2023. The cure is in the disease. What does that mean? Here's just a very practical example. A wood-burning stove has soot on the window. It's very, very hard to get off. You can rub it, you can scrub it. I've tried Windex, I've tried different chemicals. I've asked around, somebody said you can get a wax. All these outside sources to get soot off of the window. You know what works magic? Ash. Literal just ash from the fireplace. Dip it in some water, put on a paper towel, and it melts right off, like magic. And there are countless examples of this all throughout nature. The antidote for a snake bite is in snake venom. And it just makes me think, how many of our problems are we looking to solve with outside sources? Outside medicines, outside help, when really, if we just looked directly into the problem, we would actually find the solution, the cure. Obviously, sometimes, outside medicine, outside help is necessary, but what else in life can we solve by looking directly into the heart of the problem and looking for clues there? May 2024 be full of solutions and cures, and I wish you all the very best.
And he's like,
so here for it, dude.
Yeah,
so here for it. Come on, dude.
No, he's great.
First of all, the fireplace thing, succinct, timely for the Christmas season. I mean, let's go. I've wondered that shit. I know. I wish I had one, but when we'd rock my aunt's wood stove, I fucking love it, dude. I am like a pyro, first of all, and I was
You always were. You used to play with lighters.
That's my nail biting, dude. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That gets you kicked out of places. But, but yeah, that's
yeah.
No, I remember that. I remember that about you. My cousin was like that too. I never understood pyromania at all.
Fucking, are you okay?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I understand why fire is cool. I mean, cavemen.
Maybe my tea's just through the roof. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry for being high tea. Sorry about it.
Well, my cousin. No, my cousin's actually transgender. My pyrotechnic. No, I'm kidding. He's actually
we even each other out.
He actually punted his tea over to.
Dude. I am like I'm weird. I would get the craziest like coal bed of ash. When it's like not even flames. It's just like 9,000 degrees of wood. I remember one time I just like threw a tennis ball in there and shut it just because I wanted to see what would happen to it. You know? It's so sick, dude. Come on.
Yeah. I like just like jump. I like just jumping off of shit. Like that was kind of my thing. But yeah, the fire, I think I was too scared for that because I think I was just too scared of like really doing some damage. But I couldn't tell. But
I grew up in the air. I think I got it from my dad because he would like that 90s golden age of he would do like company bonfires where you could like build like a pallet house like 2 stories high on the beach in like Capitola and just light on fire. And no one would say shit.
Killed that. Your dad would have probably had the heart attack eventually when Newsom took out the fireworks.
100%.
Or the fireworks and the fire pits because he said like no fires whatsoever in California. Like
how are you about to be a ally of China, the country, and ban fireworks, bro? Come on,
you know him. He's doing all the shit he's banning, and he doesn't even care. You know,
French Laundry 2.0.
No, he would Instagram live. He'd be like, "Hey guys, just sitting by my fire, playing with a lighter next to a bunch of brush. Could you guys not this year? Like that'd be cool. Could you save your state? That'd be great." Thanks.
French Laundry.
Have a happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, Gavin Newsom. But
Kwanzaa,
nobody's doing Kwanzaa ever again. By the way, there's no like that when we were
Kamala killed it. Yeah,
Kwamala, almost had it. Yeah. But the Kwanzaa, I remember when we were in like the night. Remember when they snuck it in when we were kids?
Yeah.
When they'd go, and like people celebrate all types of stuff. They celebrate
like the worksheets you do.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I'm down, dude. The more they're,
but I never knew what it was. They never told you anything about what they did though. Like,
do you know about the guy that invented it? Do you know about that backstory?
No,
I don't know how much of this is like some like Turning Point USA shit or not. But like the guy that invented it, it's like. He like went to jail for murdering a guy or something, and like and then he got out and became like a tenured Harvard professor. They just gave him the job.
Well,
I don't know, dude. It's crazy.
Well, first off, if you get away with murder, you could probably be a professor. I feel like you're like, dude. Well, so what are your qualifications? Like, well, I got off of murder.
Yeah,
and they're like, that's a good point. Yeah. But he's like, and I invented a holiday that's African. They're like. He's like you did what now? And he's like, and he's just like, oh, I didn't make the cover sheet on my resume, but I was thinking about instituting that because I was just kind of sick of the Christmas and Hanukkah situation, but I remember in like on school worksheets they would be like. You draw a certain thing, but I never remember what was associated because Hanukkah you get what's the
seven.
Torah? Menorah, not the Torah, the menorah.
The Torah's the book, yeah.
The Torah's the book. The Torah's the book.
It all rhymes. It's all
fucking, the menorah, and dreidel, all those things.
They pushed the dreidel song hard, dude. Like,
it would have been so sick if Mac Dre did a Jewish dreidel. Like talking about how rich he was because he was Jewish. That would be so tight. Mac Dreidel. And like in his like he'd have to be like 50 and still rapping, like where he's just like you have like money upon money or so. Oh, that'd be so tight. But I remember they used to put like Kwanzaa on there, but you don't hear it anymore because now they have to include like everything because they're scared of ever like excluding any sort of group. But like Kwanzaa, I think that one died a slow. I think they realized like, dog, did some guy murderer invent this? And they're like, they're like, it's fine. It didn't catch on, which is like, it's so funny to think of like somebody. I think I think it'd be really funny if CNN brought back Kwanzaa and said like Christmas meant you were a white supremacist. Hanukkah means you're pro-Israel. So perhaps you might, look, you can decide if you want to do that, but perhaps don't. And then you're like, well, we do have a holiday, and they bring back Kwanzaa. Like, I bet you like 10% of the population of our CNN viewership would observe Kwanzaa, like, and do it and celebrate it. I think they would just make it like the ultimate libtard holiday, where they just like take a COVID test for fun, and then you gotta be masked. Yeah, you gotta be masked. You do that. You watch like. I don't know, Aquila and the Bee Christmas movie because that's the only thing that would only be good or something. I don't know. I don't even know what Christmas movies you'd watch at that point. And then you would just socially distance. It would all be done on Zoom too. That's the thing. You wouldn't like actually hang out with anybody. And from your sweatpants, big, sweatpants and dogs and stuff like that. But I was thinking about another guy too. I want to make this a thing now. I want to celebrate Bay Area legends, Northern California legends, because Sacramento's not Bay Area, though he spent a lot of his life in the South Bay Area, close to us actually. Thomas Kinkade. I don't know if anyone's familiar with his work, and he so he paints like old people. Yeah, he paints like old people paintings. If you've ever seen them, I remember at the mall they used to have like a Kinkade like thing, whatever museum. I don't know if it's a museum, just a store or something, and that you could look at his stuff. They really like respect, because he made money. Yeah, like he made insane money, and his stuff is oversaturated to the point where my mom knows a lady who spent thousands of dollars on Kinkades, and she cannot sell them and cannot get rid of them. Like, people don't even want them for free. And
we had something similar in our family with a different dude, Howard Turpin. Kind of similar kind of vibe, but it was like a bubble, dude. It was like Beanie Babies or something.
I know, but what's crazy is like, so Kinkade was estimated to be net worth $66 million at the time of his death.
Dude, and that was like
painting bro, just hitting that cottage, that same they're like, what's your new painting? He's like, you're not gonna believe it, it's a fucking cottage, dude. A cottage, but a different angle of a cottage. And they're like, what? And then
dude, Hitler straight punching air, dude. Like,
I know
he could have got that bag, dude.
Let's maybe he is Hitler.
Yeah.
He's like Argentinian. Like, because he's born in 1958. How long is the reincarnation process? We don't know how long that takes.
I see.
Hitler died in mid 40s, right? Something like that. Was it like 42, 43, around there maybe? It's somebody's like, no, it was April, and like they know the day. I'm like, all right, relax. But but maybe he is. So Kinkade was said he was emphasizing the value of simple pleasures, and that his intent was to communicate inspirational messages through his paintings. A self-described devout Christian, even giving all 4 of his children the middle name Christian, Kinkade believed he gained his inspiration from his religious beliefs, that his work was intended to include a moral dimension. Many pictures include specific chapter and verse allusions to Bible passages. Again, I'm not doing this to lampoon him. I just mean, like, he's there are people that view people that are that Christian as like Nazis. So like, I'm just like, work with me here. Joan Didion was kind of a hater of him, but like there's all these people that like kind of were trying to, like, he's kind of like the airport novelist of painting, like the James Patterson, the some would say Michael Crichton, but we know that's not true if you listen to Game of Fiction. But he's much more than that, although the best place to read ever is on a plane and in the airport. But
if he is an airport novelist, he's the best one with the most depth.
Exactly. His reception, so he has some like issues, right? He has a personal conduct. I want to just read this 2-paragraph thing about his personal conduct on his Wikipedia page. The Los Angeles Times reported that some of Kinkade's former colleagues, employees, and even collectors of his work said that he had a long history of cursing and heckling other artists and performers. The Times further reported that, first off, like, you're at the cottage painting place, and there's like your average demographic of buyer is like 57 years old, and like he's like talking shit. Somebody like takes it off, and it's like a cottage on like Nantucket. Oh, Nantucket. And he's like, oh man, it's so wow, stunning and brave, and like everyone else is like, Thomas, chill, what the fuck? the Time, I'm right. And he's like, oh man. He was a hardcore alcoholic too, so I just picture him being like piss drunk painting like cottages for like Hallmark cards and stuff. And the Times further reported that he openly fondled a woman's breasts at a South Bend, Indiana, go Irish, sales event. That's what you do at Notre Dame games, by the way. So he's not wrong for that. And alleged his proclivity for ritual territory marking by urination. once relieving himself on a Winnie the Pooh figure at Disneyland Hotel in Anaheim while saying, "This is for you, Walt."
Okay.
Walt
was someone
Disney.
there with like a task cam, like record, like, oh, what did he say?
Sure.
Yeah,
well, the Disneyland Hotel, I would imagine somebody was there.
Yeah, this one's for you, Walt.
I perhaps 30 people were there and were like, yeah, he said. Yeah.
Also, marking your territory in such a fashion could never be deemed beta. Just saying that. Saying, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, that's what I mean. I don't. This is not meant to say. I'm just saying, like, like it'd be funny if he was Walt Disney. He's got ties to the SS, Nazism. So just saying, like, there's all these Hitler things. Not to say, but these are all alpha traits at first. Like, this is great. In a letter to a licensed gallery owners acknowledging he might have behaved badly during a stressful time when he overindulged in food and drink, Kinkade said accounts of the alcohol-related incidents included exaggerated and in some case outright fabricated personal accusations. The letter did not address any incident specifically. Own it. Just own it. Like, people ain't gonna stop buying your paintings, man. Yeah, like, that cottage has got to hang up. It ties the room together, regardless of your politics or antics. In 2006, John Dandois, Media Arts Group executive, recounted a story on one occasion 6 years previously. Kinkade became drunk at a Siegfried and Roy magic show in Las Vegas and began shouting "codpiece," which I don't know what that means. Oh, that's funny. It's codpiece is it's a scrotum. It's like a triangular piece attached to the front of men's like garments covering the fly. So is a gay thing. Yeah. So that's hilarious. At the performers. Eventually he was calmed by his mother, which you gotta be nice in front of mom. Come on. Yeah. But Dandois also said of Kinkade, Tom would be fine. He would be drinking, and then all of a sudden you couldn't tell where the boundary was. And then he became very incoherent, and he would start cussing and doing a lot of weird stuff. In 2010, Kinkade was arrested in Carmel, California for driving under the influence of alcohol. He was later convicted. 2010, Eastwood wasn't there. Otherwise, Kinkade doesn't even get handcuffs on his wrist, guaranteed. But no,
look at this dude's. He's living like Hunter S. Thompson level artist life, but he's painting.
Yeah, I know. Like, he finishes one and like and it like flies off the shelf. And he's like, "I'm him." Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like slapping the chest. Like, you know what I mean?
Like bag full of cocaine, like John Bonham in between the drums.
I love it. Because like people talk about like, oh, wasn't it so sick that like Mr. Rogers like killed people in like war? I'm like, well, he was drafted into war and killed people. Like, yeah, sure, whatever. This is sicker.
Yeah,
this is way sicker. Just Carmel, painting the most.
Carmel, come on, you get one of those too.
I know he's on 17-mile drive going like 97. You know what I mean? just like
Clint Eastwood, like just like coming out of Whole Foods park.
I know, and it's nuts. And he died. He had alcohol and Valium in his system. Perhaps too much, some would say. And
he got active. He got a little active.
The boy was getting active, dude. He was getting active. But look, I love this, dude. I absolutely love this. Somebody referred to it as the artist died in his sleep, very happy in the house that he built with the paintings he loved and the woman he loved. So if you're hating right now, do you have all those things?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do a checklist. Because if you don't, I wouldn't.
What percentage of 65 million do you have? That's the
seriously. And after Kinkade's death, his wife sought a restraining order against his girlfriend to prevent her from publicly releasing information and photos with respect to Kinkade. His marriage, his business, and his personal behavior would be personally devastating to Kinkade's wife. The boy got active. By the end of the year, December 2012, it's when the Mayans said it was going to end. I think right around there. Nanette Kinkade and Amy Pinto Walsh announced they had reached a private agreement. So beyond Amy the grave.
Pinto Walsh, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, that sounds like some like lady who would invent like a Moderna thing or something. Like, hi, I'm Amy Pinto Walsh, and I work at Moderna.
Yeah,
that's Yeah, Kinkade described himself as a painter of light, a phrase he protected by trademark, which I love that. I love trademarking that, dude.
Painter of light,
yeah.
TM.
His whole career is I'm him, dude. It's just I'm him, the career. Himothy.
Yeah, that's the secret, dude. That's the fucking secret. Is like,
so the energy you got to go into, man. Like if you're going into like, oh man, everybody's cool, like fucking I love that guy's painting. It's fucking sick. Even though I'm sicker, like no, man. Kinkade was criticized for some of his behavior and business practices. Art critics faulted his work for being kitsch. Kinkade died, and then I love this because people don't know how to write Wikipedia pages. After that sentence, it's not even really a thing. After saying the kitsch thing, Kinkade died of acute intoxication. Just like, all right, yeah, that's flowing, I guess. But I know it's just he went to Berkeley too. Went to Cal.
He's a Cal. He's a Cal.
Yeah,
Cal Bear.
Dude. Yeah, Cal Bear.
I want to do like a style like a Chat GPT AI art, Rare Candy themed, but like make it in the style of Thomas Kinkade. You could add that.
I just need new episode art. That would be great episode art.
I
just want to pay tribute to some more Bay Area, like because he's one of those guys. Everybody's heard of him. Everybody's heard of him. Like like my wife and her family really like his work and stuff like that. It's just like everybody's heard of him, and people have spent like thousands. And he was selling, like he was just doing insane numbers, man, and just painting that cottage, dude. Just hitting that cottage. And if you had a house that had one of those nice, like kind of like magazine, like Better Homes and Gardens magazine type houses, and you have that light perfectly reflected on the painting, when you get that natural light coming into the house, what ties it all together? The Kinkade painting.
Go ahead and Google Howard Turpney. I want you to, because this is what my family had. My grandpa, it's all Native American shit. That's like
they sit you down. They're like, now, Psi, we can't afford Thomas Kinkade.
Yeah,
but we can afford Howard Turpney.
Well, no, it was funny. It was actually pretty sad when they were like had some money struggles and like needed cash, and they're like, we could sell the Turpnings, and like no, same thing. No one wanted to fucking buy.
No, it's like Randy Marsh voice. No, we're not selling your Turpnings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like wait, hold up. Heston, Cold Dead.
Thunder still alive. Sonora, $962,000 at auction though. What? We didn't get that one. Fuck, dude. That would have. Clean.
I know. Can you imagine buying only the unvaluables? Oh man. So he's an Oak Park, Illinois guy, still alive at 96. Which that tells me you don't live. You're not living, dude. Honestly, like nah. I mean, his Wikipedia page is depressing. It's like all success. And like
no Vegas trips, no fucking Disneyland.
No pissing on Winnie the Pooh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like
out of all the things he did, that's what I would do. It's not necessarily because I hate Walt Disney, but just because I would need to go, and I'd be like, this needs to happen right now.
And he's already yellow. So he's the painter. I'm the painter of light.
He's all looking for the color. He's like, Mickey Mouse, red. No, he's going.
He wasn't even drunk. He wasn't even drunk. He was doing art.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you telling me not to do art?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly.
Sorry.
So.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that red candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, can't do
shit. Yeah. So I got a couple voicemails here, which I'm happy to get to. I just wanted a nice loose New Year's episode, set us in for the new year. We'll do a little reflection at the end of the year in the past, which was really really fun. And but a couple voicemails. I don't remember which one's which, so I won't know which one. But they're both very very good questions. So again, the number for the hotline, you guys can call anytime and leave a voicemail. We'll put it on some episode, whether it's the free one or the paid one. Well, if you ask a good question, it can be funny, it can be silly. It does not have to be a serious, like, what is the component in Ozempic that's bad? Like, you don't have to do that. You can ask if something's Reddit or not. You can ask an alpha beta ranking on perhaps somebody that you don't have a read on. You can ask a sports question. You can ask a music question. You can ask a whatever. I love all that stuff. I prefer that, to be honest, but it's cool. So anyways, here's the first voicemail.
Okay, boys. So when you're cooking and you look up a recipe and you have like a pretty set guideline of like what ingredients, like ratio, blah, 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 what you want to throw into the recipe. You got that guideline.
Nope.
How far off do you go? And is it Reddit to stick to it? Is that a Reddit thing? Is it an alpha thing to say like, fuck it, I'll throw in so-and-so ingredient? What do you guys do? Thanks. Love you guys.
I see what he's saying. Okay. I see what he's saying. So for anybody who didn't like get what they're saying, basically, is it Reddit to like abide by a recipe, like, and follow it? Is it kind of maybe
Who
Reddit?
Is this, do we know, or is this just
he didn't say his name, therefore I don't.
I'm trying to think of the voice. Yeah.
I don't know, but perhaps somebody who's understands a lot of the verbiage of the show. So somebody who I'm sure we've talked to before, but I had to ask my wife about this because I'm just not much of a chef. I only know a few things how to make it. I don't, I just make it the way where whatever feels like needs to be done. I know what everybody likes to taste that I'm making it for. So it's just like, it seems like muscle memory at that point. I do think the first time you try a recipe, something complex, you'd want to follow it, right? Just to see if you even like it. And then I think the true alpha thing is when you try it and you immediately know what you need next time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm like a chef, that's kind of what I do and shit. And so
are you the painter of light? Are you a painter of light?
Yeah.
We need a Kinkade painter of light shirt, dude.
Instead of paintbrushes, I have fucking knives and fucking But the more you go off grid, the more. I mean, like I don't even need to measure shit anymore. You get to a point where you're just like, know how much salt is what salt. But you have to be able to break that mold. And the other thing is like you ever make a recipe to the T based on the website or the book or anything, and you didn't fuck it up at all, and the recipe comes out like shit, and you're like, wait, how did this get in the book? Like who signed off on this? So it's just there's that can happen too. So yeah, I think definitely hire T to go off grid and eventually
go off grid.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, you'll be like Yoda at some point, like levitating spacecrafts out of the swamp. Yeah,
my wife's got a couple Gwyneth Paltrow cookbooks.
Oh yeah, what's up the Pozzoli, right?
Been killing it. I mean, we just had a nice meal. Had a nice meal with some components and some side dishes from the
Paltrow goes hard. Paltrow, come on, dude, it goes hard.
So far, just grand slams, bases clearing doubles all day. That's all she's doing.
Derek Jeter in the postseitson, like
just amazing, right? And so far so good. That veggie pozole, amazing. I put the recipe in the Discord. If you guys want to do Discord, email Rare Candy Industries.
Little hominy in there.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's hominy, and it's spicy. And then she likes to squeeze some fresh lime over it too.
Yeah,
and just really, it's great. And just a few other things. I think there was a broccoli and arugula soup that was fantastic.
Not Peter's an absolute, absolute.
Yeah, you know what? My stomach feels fine. That's weird.
Yeah,
right. Is something wrong? Is something wrong? Because I was able to digest that. That's crazy.
No, you need to drink 64 separate containers of orange juice concentrate a day, but no vegetables. no fucking vegetables.
You don't want to throw your gut off. You know what I mean? You just don't want.
You don't want to throw it off, dude.
No, but I like. You know what though? I will say this as a person who really enjoys being cooked for. So I mean, a very small demographic, I'm sure, but I like when the chef decides they know, you know what I mean? They're looking, there's like, you might get an idea, like a recipe might be an idea, and you might see some of the ingredients, but then you know that I like spicy food, so you make it spicy. You know what I mean? You know that I, like that to me is like when somebody is just so skilled that they know how to take a recipe that is a really good idea and probably is good on its own, but tailor it for the person you're cooking for. And I think that's what people love about cooking too, is just like everyone being like, damn, because like, I have no problem, if you're cooking and you're not normally a cook and like you're having somebody over and you want to impress them or something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow this recipe.
Yeah.
And then you execute it and it gets done, and that's cool. But you know, I think some of the true skilled chefs, absolutely audible. Best quarterbacks don't just take what the offensive coordinator says, man.
No,
they call Omaha.
No, you gotta
Omaha
at
the line. Yeah.
Check down to the run on the third, you know, like even on a 3rd and long,
Yeah.
you see a gap, you can bust through there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
get the same amount of yards you would have gotten the pass play anyway, with potential to just bust it wide open.
But the defense doesn't know what's going on now, so because you changed it, and there's nothing is concrete, so you're catching everybody off guard. Okay, so the next voicemail.
Great question. Yeah,
I love that. All day, stuff like that, all day. Just anything. Nothing. I truly don't think. I don't think there's a dumb question you could ask us. Like when people say like there's no such thing as a stupid question, I'm trying to think like I don't think anything's stupid like that you could ask us.
Yeah. Well, I was listening, and I got a couple. First of all, I want to say, expect more food content from the Rare Candy ecosphere in 2024. I'll just put that out. That's just
why is that?
Just be ready for some new food content coming from us, coming from our sphere.
Fair.
You know? Just say, yeah. Maybe a couple shorts. You know, maybe a couple.
That's what we need, man. We need that.
And second,
we need to make a Reddit ass hot sauce. Is what we need to make.
Well, I was thinking, and I agree. Well, yes, we do. And call back to your other comment about how no questions are, because people say that like, oh, there's no stupid questions, but for us. But I was saying, like I mentioned before, I was been listening to a few Jimmy Dores lately. Dude had Alex Jones on, dude. It was awesome, dude. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
But the thing of it, like, you listen to that and it's just like one note. It's awesome, but it's like one note. You know, it's a note I love, but it's like, and I'm just thinking what we do. It's like, we're talking about
jazzy
over here, dude. Yeah,
we're jazzy.
Yeah. We're getting extended chords and shit.
Yeah, we're avant-garde, I would say. I think I do think I think the people that like that truly latch onto us like the kind of love when we kind of personalize it a little bit, personal anecdote in the middle of a story. Like people like that, because you could tell when you go to podcast reviews where that's not the norm, and they're like, oh, they were way off topic in this episode. And I'm like, exactly. I don't want that audience.
Yeah. And what for a long time we thought, we're like, oh, this guest will pop because we're not talking about dumb shit. And then everyone's like, oh, I didn't like that one.
Isn't it when you like it's like if you have somebody over, like you're excited about having over, but you're like, okay, I have to dress like this. I gotta, move things around the house. I gotta do all this stuff. And then finally when they leave, even if it was a nice time, you're kind of like, oh, all right, let me take off the fucking stupid ass thing I had on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let me put on my Mac Weldons. Like, let me just chill, dude. And we're not sponsored by Mac Weldon. I would love to be.
By the way, you know what? Sorry, I keep thinking of random shit. But I wanted to tell this story on the pod too. Because I don't know if you know. Remember that episode, that live episode we did together?
At the house. At my house. Mm-hmm.
It was the first time our ladies met too. It was awesome.
Yeah,
but I remember I don't think you knew this part of it, but I thought of this randomly the other day. I don't know why, but so one thing, like when my girlfriend and I travel, even if it's like an hour flight from Portland to the Bay Area, we're just so exhausted and we just take a nap and shit, dude. And so I forget what was going down during that time anyway, but I in particular was like so tired, and we had already planned out the pod, and we're like, oh, let's do this. This is gonna be tight. The first live one, it'll be funny. We have a little audience, and all this stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And then we're driving to your crib, and I'm just like about to pass out. I'm like, man, like, I wonder if I could just tell him, could we do this tomorrow or something? Like, I'm just so tired. I'm gonna ask him. I'm just gonna and then I walk in and the mics are set up on the table and it's ready to rip.
I know.
No. It was funny. No, it worked out perfectly. But I just that stuck in my mind. It was so funny. Yeah. I was just
we totally. I remember that was just like, wouldn't it be funny if? And then
that was raw. That was one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's like the only time our ladies have hung out together. Yeah, it won't be the last. But
no, it won't. So the next one that I've got. This one I know it's about. This is a little fashion one. I think somebody might have taken I won't say taken offense. That's not fair to say. I think they were like, hey man, I don't know if you guys had a right read on this certain fashion critique, which is normally me. the fashion critique. I'm not even high fashion. I just know what certain things are, and I look and I'm like, oh, every experience I have with somebody who wears X goes Y, and that's the extent of my math knowledge. I don't even know what the third component of that is, but right. So I usually just make sweeping statements out of that. So but it does create good discussions. So here is the next question. I think this is a Bay Area native, so I'll look for this guy.
Long time, first time. I almost am at 100% agreement rate with Rare Candy takes. Love the Dr. Bronner's shirts. Love the Dare Rare Candy hats. I only have one dissenting opinion. I know you guys are saying that the baseball hat plus blazer Tom Morello look is like lib coded as like nerd. I'm cool, but I have edgy opinions because I like say things that were edgy in 1990, even though I 100% support the Democrats.
Yeah.
But when I heard that take, I was literally wearing a blazer and a flat build Bay Area snapback, Warriors hat, and that's my look. And it's a cool guy look, and it's not necessarily a Democratic Party loyalist look. Sometimes it's just that you're a serious man, but sometimes it's cool that you're put on your Warriors hat. So anyway, that's my one point of dissent from the Rare Candy line. Other than that, I'm 99.999% on board. Love you guys, and keep doing your thing. Peace.
My favorite thing is like can you imagine if we blow up and we like, obviously if we blow up, there's going to be people that like absolutely hate our guts. That's just the concept of certain things that we kind of,
I mean, how could you, but of course,
right. It's still a you problem, but what I mean is there's going to be people that's like, they're fucking anti this and that, all that. Yeah. Can you imagine if like that guy, right, somebody finds out he listens to us, right, and they're like, you listen to them? And he's like, yeah, but I don't always agree. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you don't agree with like some of their pharma stuff? They're like, no, the hat and the blazer thing.
Yeah,
they're so.
I was gonna
say, I love that's always people's point of contention with us, with our smaller audience, is always like some random, which is fine, like a music take or like they don't like John Lennon
discussion. People didn't even disagree. It sparked this whole thing, which was amazing. I loved
it. I absolutely loved all of it. I love the pro gauge. Yeah. I love the anti-get. They're like, yeah, you're right. I love all that stuff. I think it's
everyone was like, I have gauges and you're correct. It was kind of the thing. Yeah, it was like
or had them like and like So it's just like of course. You think
the blazer thing? I can't get like.
You think I love every outfit I ever had?
Yeah,
or every look I ever had? No, dude. It's all an in the moment thing.
And Tom Morello ruined it. He ruined it for that look too.
Well, here's the ultimate take on this. It's not a deal breaker. The hat and the blazer, the baseball hat with like a blazer where you're in between casual and street. Mm-hmm. So look, it's not a deal breaker. You can be cool. Here's what happens I'll give you two scenarios. So I might meet you and I might see you and be like, fucking hat and the blazer. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? And you might say some shit like, can you believe what Fauci did to the Beagles and all that kind of things and stuff like that? And I'd be like, damn, dude, despite having a hat and a blazer, that guy, a baseball hat and a blazer, that guy's really cool. Or we could meet and see each other and we strike up a conversation and you wear that and you start saying like, I think the 14th Amendment's the best amendment and that's keeping Trump off the ballot and all that stuff. And like, I think that people that don't wear masks should be shot in the back of the head and all these things. And then I'll go like, damn, that guy sucks and he dresses like a fag.
Yeah.
So like it's just one of those things where it's like, if you're cool, it's cool. It makes you even cooler because like you might do something that's like, wow, that's crazy. Normally people that wear that are lame.
I'll even delineate it. I'll say blazer with the tattered dad hat is way cooler than the blazer with the flat bill. Sorry, listener.
Yeah, like flat bill is. I'm not like that's out of style, but it is out of style. Like you see that now, and you're like, "What? I don't even know what's happening here." Like it's straight dad hats. It's the way to go. It molds to the head as you get older. Is the reason they make that distinction when you get to that age. It works out. I have no idea how old this guy is. Could be a whippersnapper for all I know. Could be cutting edge fashion. I will say he didn't say where he lived. I thought that was a Bay Area guy, perhaps not, but he's Warriors, so it's perhaps. If I do see him, I'll know.
On this topic, what do you think of Andrew Whitworth?
Andrew Whitworth,
the Thursday Night Football guy, the Rams. You know,
does he dress like that?
He dressed the blazer with the sweatshirt underneath.
Well, football fashion is so weird because like you'll see, look, perhaps some of you guys might tune out because it's football talk, but like the announcers, like you were all Thanksgiving and Christmas, like those games are usually on. Like CBS had Romo and Nance wearing like ironic Christmas sweaters, kind of not ironic, but they're just like festive, and it would say CBS on there. Look like a classic Christmas sweater and stuff. But I've always wondered, I'm like, these guys don't need to wear suits. They're calling a football game.
Yeah. 100%.
It'd be cool if they just wore like sport wear or just kind of like a t-shirt or something like one of the guys, if it was like a bar setting, for that kind of thing. I understood that at the time going to a game, you dress up. It was like flying. You would dress up to fly. You would back in the day, but I think we're far past that point now.
Yeah.
And so, but then you see like the in between. You see like people that are, oh no, we're doing suits for Christmas. I might wear a Santa hat, but like we're doing suits and all that stuff. And that might be another broadcast. But then you'll see the in between, which is the Amazon Prime NFL, which is Ryan Fitzpatrick wearing a blazer over a Hawaiian shirt. Or which I'm sick of the Ivy League ironic. But I'm a bro kind of thing. Get the fuck out of my face.
I'm so done with the Ivy League football in general.
Done with it. Done with it. Yeah, absolutely done with it. You got to see that movie Saltburn, by the way. I want to talk about that.
I'm actually halfway through it. We're gonna finish.
You got through the shitty Oxford, I was thinking of you the whole time.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it in full later. But I was like the whole like.
Dude, I told my girlfriend, I was like, I know these people in this fucking thing, dude. I know, I know these exact people.
The bar and all that stuff. Yeah. It's a very good movie. But I will. When you finish that movie, I want to have a good discussion about it because it's maybe perhaps on the next Substack one.
Love it so far.
Yeah, no, it's probably the best thing I saw all year. I mean, right at the end of the year, last night. But so you'll see the guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick wearing like ironic Hawaiian shirt, blazer, and then like sweats, and you're just like, nah, dude, like it's not working. I know what you're trying.
That Thursday night crew sucks, man. Like
Richard Sherman sucks. Richard Sherman's too try hard.
Yeah.
Andrew Whitworth has just no swag whatsoever. He's just big, great tackle, Hall of Famer, but just not working. And like you could just tell Bezos lured away like the kind of mid people from other networks, but overpaid them to do the Thursday night game. And I don't know. I don't particularly care for some of the in between fashion, the like blurring the like gender queer lining of fashion that they're doing. It's like, no, you guys are on TV. You guys have like professional people picking out these outfits for you. I don't like to be played with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that. So I would love to have like the Red Scare girls on to like discuss like random NFL fashion or something like that and rap.
That like literally we could do that. And then I was like that, and then have Will Compton on to just talk about like the painting bros and like pissing on women.
Yeah.
Like just like no football at all.
I know. No, I like that's what I would do with Will Compton. I was read somebody's Wikipedia page to him and just have him comment on everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just stuff like it doesn't have to be an athlete, but like the Thomas Kinkade, and I hopefully this people like respond with like, oh man, I have a crazy Thomas Kinkade like painting story. Like I would love to hear these things, but so that
AI art too. Hang on.
we need that. No, the fashion stuff is fun because like I said, I dress just like norm. I dress probably not my age. I dress probably about 10 years too young for my age and stuff, and I don't care, but it's just, and for the most part it's like it's really nice. The problem is when I can tell that you care and it sucks. Like it's a lot like when you're clearly you want to catch my eye. So I'll give you my eye. I'm also going to give you my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that shit sucks. Like
you'll give me your ear.
I don't like irony in fashion. I don't like irony. I don't do the whole like, wouldn't it be cool if I like dressed like I was 77 years old but was a Democrat. Like, oh man, yeah, that'd be great.
What about an ironic rare candy ice cream cone button-up shirt though?
I don't even think I think that just smashes all irony when that happens, because that's tight.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like after a while, it's like, because my big thing is like when something's so I think there's a difference in irony when there's like, this is bad, I'm gonna wear it so it looks bad, but it's so bad that you actually think it's cool. And for me, I like to take something that is stigmatized and then be like, no, actually, it's just cool. It's not bad. It's not. I won't display it to you as bad. It's cool. You know, like I think there's a middle ground, or not a middle ground, but like a different way of doing that, rather than just like, I'm actually a disgusting, gross man, like all the women comedians say that I am. You know, like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So but yeah, like there's a lot. And there was one more, actually. There was one thing I completely forgot to talk about today. Have you been hearing about Bragg Gate?
Yeah, a little bit. I was looking into it after you sent me that shit. I've been hearing rumors of that.
Yeah, I think it might be over for the Bragg bros, and you guys might not know. Like, you guys might not know what the hell we're talking about here, but it's a pretty popular brand, Bragg, 2 G's, just out the FEDs. And okay, here we are. So somebody, I saw it originally because somebody sent me. I don't know if they want their name said on this, but somebody sent it to me and said, this is like totally something you guys would cover. They are correct. And it says, this person had a tweet, not the person that sent it to me, but I found another tweet, and it said, I've been drinking Bragg's ACV, which is apple cider vinegar, for many years till now. The new owners are using Apeel apples, APE. It's like a peel. It's like an Indian guy's name, and those are Gates apples, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
You know, okay. I could see Bill Gates making the Gates apple and be like, it's always existed. It's from the Gates tree. Like, we found it. Like you know, like a gala apple or something. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just another kind of apple. So those are Gates apples with a coating that won't wash off. Lucy's, which is somebody's just selling another kind of Lucy's, has the mother organic and uses Washington State apples without Apeel. So I didn't know about Apeel.
Yeah.
What is
so that? Well, if I may pump the brakes, I looked into this. I think some of this might be not quite all the way there. From what I could tell, Bragg's, they claim they're not using any Apeel apples. So I need proof that they are using the Apeel apples.
Right.
Before. And then there's the Katy Perry angle, which I don't know if you brought that up yet.
I did not.
Katy Perry and her husband Orlando Bloom, actor, owns a minority share in Bragg's now too since 2019.
Not Legolas.
Legolas, yeah. But so the Apeel thing, when I looked into this was crazy. Like, so it's this new like biologically compatible coating that you can put on fruits and vegetables to make them last longer in the store. It's like a vegetable wax, but it's like living, and it's supposed to be more like organic or biologically compatible or whatever. But that anytime you try and find out what it's actually made of, it's like this super black hole kind of. No one can find out what it actually is. Whether it's GMO or not or anything like that. I do think there are Gates ties. And the other thing is like it can now. It's just another example in a long line of examples of shit that can be labeled organic that probably shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Where it's just like oh yeah, that could be organic, even though it's like it's probably sketchy and weird and shit. So yeah, I mean, but I'm down to break up the Bragg's supremacy. Come on, you sold the fan. That shit started in like 1912. If you sold the business after that long,
Yeah, nobody just picked it up.
Bronner's still rocking. Yeah.
Bronner's is still rocking, but the Cat Boy runs it.
Yeah, the
they them the psychedelic
yeah, the
break
weird like
the
furry
I'm,
yeah.
I'm actually genderqueer after taking psychedelics. Furry
Yeah.
cat-eared like
That's like I'm
and he
down,
looks
like
like
all...
the guy who stole all the luggage, the Biden one. You know what I'm talking about? The one that wears like the bald guy with the dress and like that stole all the bags. Yeah.
For this, for the time being, I'll allow it. I'll allow it, dude. I'm not holding.
We're not disavowing Bragg yet.
Yeah, I don't know if they do use the appeal. I'm not rocking that. And the other thing is like I think there are better and cheaper ACVs out on the market now. You know, I do
like
think
what is Lucy's
like
one of them?
Lucy's and just like even like Kirkland signature brand I think has one, right? And there's all sorts of.
Okay, well, I have the appeal from the Gates Foundation page. What they say about appeal, if you'd like to see it. So it's date. So its division under the division Global Growth and Opportunity. The date is August 2015. Whatever it happened. Region served Africa and America. And committed amount 985,161. So they've given money to this appeal situation. And it's located in Santa Barbara, which keep that away from that beautiful city. Please do not mess with. Gosh, what a gorgeous city that is. But appeal. So it's a lowercase a and then all caps peel. This is how they say it. So the purpose is to extend the shelf life of crops without refrigeration and protect them from being eaten by pests by developing a molecular camouflage that uses cutin from plant extracts to create an edible ultra thin barrier on the crop surfaces. How my question. How did you do that?
Yeah.
So I went to the Peel Sciences grantee website. I clicked on it, the hyperlink. Page not found. So that's cool and not ominous in any way. And so I'm gonna see if they have an appeal apples. I just want to know who's okay, they do. I think they switched up and got their real name after the Gates grant. So appeal.com. I just want to see how appeal works. It says, it's very, very actually forward websites, a lot of moving animatronic stuff happening. How appeal works. Appeal, actually, I think I might be able to share it on the screen with the people. So let's see. We should definitely do that. Here we go. All right. You can see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Appeal keeps produce fresh for longer thanks to the help of the little extra peel. Our plant-based protection, they say, that's the key, slows water loss and oxidation, the primary causes of spoilage. And so they're showing the avocado, the moisture. It basically is something that keeps the moisture on the inside, slowing down the decay process, the rotting process. So learning from nature, mimicking the cuticle layer and protective skin on produce. Every plant on earth has a peel that protects it. The top layer of the peel is called the cuticle layer, which keeps moisture in while allowing the plant to breathe without drying out. A peel protects fresh produce after it has been picked by adding a microscopic extra layer of what already exists on fruits and vegetables. And it's like everything sounds really natural. It's made.
But what is it? Tell me what it is. Yeah, tell me what it is.
So it says made from plants. This is the next little slide. Made from plants to protect your produce. Appeal is made of mono and diglycerides, which are naturally occurring in all fruits and vegetables. This ingredient has a long history of safe consumption and has been verified by regulatory authorities. Oh, thank God, around the world. And of course, we test our product to confirm that impurities like pesticides, allergens, and trans fats are not present. I like, what's the science? Neil deGrasse Tyson breakdown. Like, where is it at? I don't see it. So it's like, and I'm looking for like maybe just a thing. So AP News ran a thing. It says so AP fact checked. Associated Press fact check says post misrepresent safety of produce protecting solution from appeal. So I love doing this because I love to see, like, they always tell you like what the actual criticism is, and then you're like, wait, but it's okay. Claim. This is the claim. A safety data sheet for Appeal Sciences, a company that makes protective coating to keep fruits and vegetables fresh, shows that its product can cause eye damage from allergic skin reactions. AP's assessment, false. I bet you a guy named Appeal wrote this article. But false. The safety document being cited is from an unrelated cleaning product that uses the same name. Well, maybe there's something to that. That product is made by a different UK-based company. The facts, it's plant-based. Okay, see, that's the thing. They keep just saying it's plant-based. And why would, if this was true, if Bragg did make the change, because it's weird. It's just weird to say that, like for that rumor to pop up and have it not be true. But sure, I'll you know, people make up weird rumors all the time. But why would you make the switch? Is it economically safer? It doesn't seem like it would save you money. It actually seems like, and maybe they can keep more apples on hand. I don't know. Like I don't know. It doesn't feel. It doesn't.
This
feel
is the
right
Ozempic of fruits and veggies.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just seems kind of weird. I think we should be on a complete Gates blackout if you can. Even if that was a good product, you haven't earned my trust. And I still think your PR team is one of the best of all time. So I think you've scrubbed everything. I think they've I think they've scrubbed it all. But and also just like why people were saying that it just tastes different now since there was new ownership, like the actual thing. And like it has a pretty distinct taste. So if it tastes completely different, and you've been doing this for a while, and people do drink that stuff raw, I think it's good to do it. It relieves a lot of indigestion and like problems like that.
Good for weight loss. That's crazy.
It's good for weight loss. Before a big meal, if you put a little bit of that in like a bottle of water and kind of swish it around, really helps the food go down, especially if you're going to go to like fucking Cracker Barrel or something like that. Oh man,
factory.
Dude, we went. Oh, you're a restaurant guy. I'll close out with this. We went to a Cracker Barrel. It was the most insane experience of my life. I've been. This is not baby's first Cracker Barrel. I've been,
but a lot of people have. It's like an underrated ass restaurant, right? It's
very good. No, very good. And I will say, my personal dish came out good. So mine was fine. So all this is being said, but I see I have an image sent from you. I'm sure it's the beautiful painter of light. Oh yeah, that slaps hard, dude. That goes so hard. No, that works. It looks like a Zelda level kind of for the Switch, but yeah, I'll take it. But the where was I getting at? I was getting at something.
Oh, the Cracker Barrel meal.
Cracker Barrel meal. Oh, yeah, amazing. So we go. This one's new. This is a new one. I won't say where, just because I'm not gonna take down anyone's business. But this was insane. Yeah. So
what happened?
So if you've ever been to a Cracker Barrel, they make you like wait in the gift shop or on rocking chairs outside.
Oh,
there's no tables. So like you're in the gift shop and you like look around and there's just like candy from like it's like epic candy, like really cool like things you can hang on your wall that it's like you know supper time, come on in the house, like, and it's like a big kind of southern, very very gets you in the mode. It gets you in the mode to eat some southern cooking. It's really cool. And but you put your name in at the front, and like it was like a 35-minute wait. It was the day after Christmas. We expected to wait, no problem. We go wait in the rocking chairs outside, and they announce on the thing, okay, your table's ready. We sit down and we notice no tables have been cleared though. Like you see like 7 or 8 tables that like have not been turned. Yeah, and we're kind of like, okay, that whatever, no big deal. And so we order our food. We're kind of like we're ready to go because like we already looked at the menu. That's what we were doing for a half hour while waiting. So we're like, they were like, we'll start you off with some drink. We're like, and food. Let's get that process rolling. And okay, great. Yeah, we order that. I believe my father-in-law orders a meatloaf. And then orders a side of country gravy, like in a side that he can apply to his own. But it's the country gravy, which is a lighter color. This will come into play later in the story. Now, my wife orders, I forget what she orders, like roast beef or something like that. And she wants coleslaw with it. They're like, we're out of coleslaw. I was like, kind of, it seems like something you have. Like coleslaw just feels like something you just like, you need the appeal of coleslaw to make it last longer because you have so much. And, but then we order waters, and she kept harping on the waters and steak knives because I could tell they were out of a lot of things. So they're like, but we have unlimited water and steak knives. So she kept like refilling the water, and she's like, you guys need more steak knives. We're like, no, I don't think so. And she like
it's like
steak
bread
knives.
butter.
Yeah. So but then they gave us the bread. They have these really good rolls, and they're like really like buttery soft, like good rolls, and but no plates. So we're just eating them off of like napkins. So we asked for some new napkins because they're just stained with like Cracker Barrel grease and stuff. And she goes, it's funny. I noticed this. Maybe not everyone else did. They switched to a Southern accent when they're apologizing. It's like their like employee handbook. I don't think Outback did this with Australia, but they do this with they're like, honey, we're sorry, we cannot get you. We're just out of napkins. I don't know what to say. And you're like it was weird because I'm like we're like and like what whatever and we're like we're out of napkins, and like they act like it's an insurmountable thing. I'm like, well, we're in a big strip mall. There's a store probably with napkins. Somebody's gonna have to go get, like, this is not something you can do a day of business without. Like you need napkins. And so like then you see like this manager come in with like a big box cutter and like the big like industrial napkin thing like that he clearly got from whatever. So that gets solved. The country gravy comes out. Handed to me, which not a big deal, whatever, it's not mine. Here you go. I handed it to my father-in-law, and it just looks like a lighter colored sauce. He puts it all over his potatoes, puts it all over his meatloaf, mixes it all in, makes a little concoction and stuff. It's ranch dressing.
Yo, see, I'm down with that, but I could understand.
No, it was an exorbitant amount. Nobody is down with this. I know that you like it. And like, look, he was a nice guy. He toughed it out. Like he just was like
oh no!
No, I'm talking like he had a half a serving of potatoes left because he was already eating during this interim time.
Like,
and it was like more ranch for the amount of potatoes. Like it was submerged. Like it was just like a molten lava cake like level of like application that was applied because he thought it was gravy. He's like, sick. I finally got my gravy.
Oh yeah,
and dude, it was ranch dressing, meatloaf with like and mashed potatoes, and it's like that's rich as fuck when you get that. So like, but he tore it up. He was just like, I'm not gonna say anything because it was to the point where we're like, even if you say something, it's a very Kafka like situation where it's just like you see somebody get like whipped in the back for not bringing out the thing, and like you still don't get what you want and stuff. And so then at the end of the day, the other tables still haven't been turned yet, haven't been flipped and stuff. There's just like just drink cases everywhere and plates and stuff. They still haven't been turned. But this lady comes up and she's like, could you hand me your salt shaker and pepper shaker? And we're like, what? Yeah, it's weird. We're like not done. Yeah. And she goes, I just need to refill them. They're full to the brim.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But it's also weird. It's like, look, I am not one of those people that requires like hand and foot service. I don't like grade to a T, but I was like, you're asking me to hand you something.
Yeah.
Like, like it's a weird thing to be doing. And then we hand it over and we're kind of like laughing a little bit. Like we're like, all right, like doing that like soft, like letting you know this is dumb kind of thing. And then she's like, and the sugar packets too. I'm like, anything else? Anything else? You want me to wash the dishes back there?
Jesus, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and like we're not like a leave a review type. We're not those type of people. We didn't do it, but I said let's look at them. Or we all said like let's look at the reviews. There were people within the time frame we were at there leaving shitty reviews, like at the time, like in real time, populating. Like they're like, I'm never coming here again. And it was. Look, I've had many experiences at Cracker Barrel that were fantastic. That was terrible. I mean, just the service, like, and I felt bad for everybody else because mine came out fine. Yeah. But it was almost like sad because I'm like, should I like say I don't like it? Because like I don't want to like be mine's fine, like no, of course.
That sucks when when yours is great.
I was almost hoping to like join the party, like in that point, because you're just like, but it's
there's nothing I could eat there, right? Or is there? I don't know. Do they have like an option?
Yeah, I don't know. No, they definitely don't have like an option. I'm sure you like. I don't know. I don't think so. It's everything's like cup of cream and like the stuff. It's very, very tasty. But that was wild, man. That was just the Cracker Barrel and stuff like that. But Well, on that note, Gain of Fiction's been rolling amazingly. I started reading Emma today by Jane Austen, and that is that is a lady's book. I'll tell you that much. Never like it's funny because already I mean there's already like because it's about a woman who's like a matchmaker, and you could see that she's got to make the one for herself, which is the hardest one. You can just tell that's where it's going. But at first she's a matchmaker, and it's like, man, women really love itineraries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's having fun outside the itinerary, nope.
Yeah.
That was not sanctioned.
One part
fun.
of the plan. Yeah.
It was not league sanctioned fun that you're having, because it was like it's fascinating actually, the psyche, like the kind
that's
of
why that's why I'm on this one. I'm on this.
The 400 pages of just like kind of like, because it doesn't I can't imagine there's any like Shakespearean dramatic things that happen that I would interpret as that. However, there's probably a million that a woman would. You know, like, and so it's like it's quite interesting. So and speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow, she's in the Emma movie, not Clueless, which is they're an adaptation of Emma, but she has their own movie, Emma, from the 90s, where she's Emma Woodhouse. But it's it's hilarious. I was already like just like, whoa, this is like, it's just a foreign land. Like I was like, do they do when they read like 50s crime novels? Is that how women look at this? Like I wonder.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's
we got some heaters coming up on
just dropped an amazing one with a Portland native, Jacob Everett. He's great. He runs a publication called Apocalypse Confidential, and that was James Ellroy's Cold 6000. We did a huge deep dive on Ellroy and the novel. That was great, and there's a lot coming. I'm going to be going on one of my favorite podcasts, doing some Edgar Allan Poe. That'll be next weekend. Doing a few stories there. He has a cool like Lovecraft used to read him like as his like light reading, like Poe. And there's definitely some like, he has one called something at Ragged Mountains. Poe story from like 1827. It's like totally like Mountains of Madness, but his own thing. And I tried to watch the Fall of the House of Usher, because we're reading that story, and it's very good. The story, the Netflix has their own, the Fall of the House of Usher. Dude, it is. It's just one. So here's my problem, and I don't think this is going to come up on their show, so I have no problem with saying this. My problem with some of these things is they fool you early. These Netflix shows, like they start out and it's like kind of cool. And you're like, whoa. And then they're like lesbian brain surgeon, POC brain surgeon that has a white boss that actually is the bad pharmaceutical guy. And you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, like like a lion out like a lamb kind of a thing, you know?
The first scene of the House of Usher is like, this guy is on trial, or he skates by because he's like a rich pharma billionaire. This is not the Poe story. The Poe story is just like the time period of like some rich dandy fucker, but they adapted it, which I don't mind, into like a pharma kingpin, and all three of his kids died, and they think it was by his hand, but he skated off on a technicality. So then he brings the detective over, who's gay. Just like it just doesn't feel like it's part of the story, but the guy's just like, my husband. You're like, gay married. Oh, he's gay married too. And you're like it's like a different kind of gay. But the it is, it's just weird. It's just different. It is way different. Like when the guy's like husband, and so he they start talking, and there's another one where they show his other kids, because it seems like they're all from like different mothers and stuff, and it's supposed to be like a kind of a Trumpian kind of thing, like, he's got all these marriages that failed, and but two of them one of them is in a queer lesbian relationship. I say queer because it was a black chick with a bald head that was with a girl, so I think that's just queer. I don't know if that's lesbian. I don't think lesbian's a thing anymore. So she's just like, they were doing this. The daddy is funding the operations that they're doing for primate heart disease. They're stopping primate heart disease. And then they take off their surgical mask. It's all POC women in the surgical center. It's just as it happens to be, of course, as it is. And the guy, and they start like, they take off their surgical masks, and then they like embrace each other, and they're just like, how long do we have to keep working for this evil man? And it's just like, and then also their mom died because she wouldn't take pharmaceuticals or listen to experts. So
no, that's the thing. It's that, and that's the way you get away with critiquing pharma now, like Purdue Pharma, and everything. Like, That's the one acceptable way of doing it now.
That's really the final form of cancel culture. And I don't think Edgar Allan Poe is canceled, but like I think it's like instead of just shunning and ignoring your work for us to stumble upon, it's like no, actually this is his work. It's lesbian POC pharma surgeons.
Yeah, which is why it's better to stay under the radar with that, and not be that blown up. I know it's hard that you can't control that, but
the telltale heart's about myocarditis, but it's actually long COVID.
Yeah.
You just think it's myocarditis because you fell for misinformation. That's what the whole poem's about. The whole tale. Yeah.
It was actually caused by the virus, not the vaccine.
It was. Yeah. It's like, of course you say it's the fucking vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note, guys, that's the first one of the New Year's. We got some guests coming up. It's gonna be really fun. Gonna cover some movies. If you have, I'm gonna say this too. If you have a movie that we need to cover, say something, you know what I mean? But like I think there's a few that I want to do. Like I want to do some funny comedies. Like have you ever seen Best in Show?
No.
Oh, it's like a mockumentary about the Westminster Kennel Club.
Oh,
it's hysterical. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I think we would really love that. I think that would be some fun ones.
I always watch the dog shows.
Yeah. So no, trust me that my parents took me to see it in the theaters in like the late 90s, and it was like I was the only kid that ever saw it, but it was just like it was just amazing. So if you have movies you want us, if you have movies you want us to check out, go ahead. Leave us a review wherever you're listening, or a rating or something. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, even if you don't watch there, that'd be great. And like I said, Gain of Fiction, it's not always every 2 weeks, but it's on a pretty regular schedule. And then it's sandwiched in between that, you just get like a pretty fun bonus episode or something like that. You don't want to be not caught lacking for 2024, because I think we have some pretty good stuff planned. And I'm putting together I'm binging Prince right now. It's daunting listening to so much Prince. I mean, it's amazing, but it's daunting listening to all that stuff. That'll be probably end of the month, perhaps early February.
What's the cutoff year again?
What do you mean
for this one? For the part 1, part 2?
I want to do them in the same week, and I want to just.
But what is the year though?
I think 87. So advent of Prince's career to 87, and then 87 to like when he was like a symbol and stuff like that, and then all his kooky little jazz experimental avant-garde albums, which are fun. On that note, guys, everyone have a safe week, and we will catch you guys next time.